We're in the Champions League, and today it's time to find out if West Bromwich Albion are good enough for the Champions League. Well, West Brom in like 5 years' time, assuming they make all the transfers and deals that I make. But yeah, so not really finding out if West Brom are good enough. If our team are good enough for the Champions League, that's what we're going to find out. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 27th episode of the FM23 West Brom Save with me, Raxor FM, where today it is a huge episode because we've seen Sparta Prague, in the first game in our history of the Champions League, and we've seen Manchester City at home in one of the most important games of the league campaign. We have done very well since last time we saw each other, but before we go over that, please make sure you do smash the like button on today's video, as well as subscribing to the Raxor FM YouTube channel so you don't miss more Football Manager content coming your way. Can we please smash 10 likes to celebrate being in the Champions League and new signings coming into the team? I'm excited to see them. I hope you guys are too. Let's jump into what has happened since last time we saw each other. So, as you know, we beat Chelsea 1-0, which was a decent result, and then we managed to win all three of our next games. Not super insanely massive, amazing results, but they were results, and then we came away with a 1-1 draw away from home against Wolves, which again isn't the worst result. A bit of a slip up there, but still playing quite well, with David Stevenson coming off the bench, scoring in the 89th minute for his first goal in a West Brom shirt in the Premier League. But the signings are what you guys want to know about, so let's go over them. In terms of the sales, we got rid of Marcus Edwards, which was a tough one to decide to do, but I think it was the best call. He wasn't going to get a whole lot of game time for us this year after bringing in Madueke. We've got Bargy coming through the ranks. We've got Hall who's able to play on that right hand side, and with him getting slightly older, he was really at the bottom of the barrel. So he is gone. Unfortunately, only £35 million for him, but still a decent profit. Mariba's gone out on loan because I didn't want to sell him. I thought he had the ability, but we just don't have space for him this year. However, he's only made one appearance off the bench, so I'm hoping that does change very soon, but good to see that. Timber left the club for £30 million, a player that I think, in hindsight, I might have overpaid for, but we still made $6 million on him, which I will take. Not complaining about that. Wasn't going to make too many more appearances for us. And then we've got rid of Lanos, a player that I bought in for kind of cover and a bit of a panic. 5.5 mil, sold him for 21 mil. What a deal that has ended up being. And it's not the only centre-back movement we've seen. I told you that I was focusing on Andrew Omor Bamidele. I think I might be saying that correctly, but I'm just going to call him Andrew because it is a lot easier and I don't want to be saying his name incorrectly. So Andrew is a new centre-back for us. Looks like he has incredible stats. I think he comes in for a pretty fair £40 million. Could eventually rise to 50. I think that is probably about where he deserves to be. He's a very good centre-back. Got pace, got the tackling, just got all the ability that you kind of need for your centre-back. I think he'll do a great job for us in the future. But he's not the only centre-back we bought in. Mark Guehi, I did not mean to bring this man in, but I know how good he is because I'm, of course, the England manager, and he has come up for like 30 mil, and I just couldn't resist. £30 million across the line. At 2.5, it could eventually rise more, but it's a bargain. 27 years of age, an England starter, an English man, who is, of course, going to help us be qualifying for those European Champions League rules. And he comes in as, I'd say, our best centre-back now. A really, really good signing. Going to pair that new centre-back, Andrew, perfectly. But in today's game, I think we're going to go with neither of them because they started against Wolves. So we're going with the other two against Sparta Prague. And this is going to be an interesting game. I do really back us to win it. But we have a rotated team because we have a big game coming up, and we'll have to see how it actually goes. So we've got Lafont, we've got Atal making his debut. Not played a single game for us yet, but I back him to do a job here. Anthony, who we know all about. Omlay, who we know all about. Silas, Luis, Gravenberch, Almada. If you forget who Luis is my central midfielder from Brazil. Absolute star. Brought him in from £16 million. I just think he's going to be a great player. So if you don't know who he is, that's who he is. Almada's still starting. Bargy out on the right-hand side. Gagpo on the left. And Stevenson, after coming off the bench and scoring, oh, I had a wee burp thing there. Stevenson, after coming off the bench, I'm giving him the chance to start up top. Andrew Hall will be gutted to not be making a first team appearance, and so will Singare, but I want to have a little bit of our starters out there because I don't really know how much of an issue this Sparta Prague team are going to give us. And we do have one youngster on the bench, so I'll give him number 82 because I can't see him coming on. He doesn't have very good potential, so he's probably just going to be in the reserves for us there. But I do back us in this game. But again, as I just said, I don't know how good this team is going to be. I don't know if this is the best test to see if we're good enough for the Champions League, but this is certainly going to be an interesting game regardless of what happened. I actually do want to go over, just before we watch this first highlight, the teams that we are versing, because as you know, in the league phase now, you just get drawn 8 teams, I believe. So we have been drawn our teams that we're versing. So Prague, I think, is a good one. And we got Madrid, we got Barcelona, then we got AS Monaco, Porto. There's a really tough run. Atletico, Barcelona, Monaco, and Porto. Not easy. Then Juventus, sorry. That's still with difficult runners. But then it eases up a wee bit. We got I can't actually remember how to say this team, but the Danish team. Then we've got Lyon, and then that's it. So we do have quite a tough run in the middle, and an easy one to start with. So if we don't get a win here, it's going to be concerning. And those last 2 games are going to be crucial too. I'm not sure 9 points is going to be... I've just coughed there. I'm not sure 9 points will be enough to get us into the next phase. But we do kind of need to make sure that these first few games... Sorry, this first game and those last 2 games end up being wins, considering the fact that we are versing some very difficult teams in between. And right now, we're not exactly solidifying our win here, with 2 shots to them, 1 to us, but a corner coming our way. Gakpo swings it in. Eventually it comes out to Stevenson, who I'm not sure why isn't kind of slightly more forward, but Gakpo's trying to create something, and he might have won a penalty. Looked a bit soft. It looked like he got the ball right on the edge of the box, but I think it might be inside. If this goes to a penalty, we will take it. And it's going to be Almada stepping up to the plate, I imagine. Highest penalty taker in the club, I'm sure. He is stepping up. And he slots it home. His first Champions League goal. And it is our first Champions League goal of our entire career. Maybe I think in West Brom's history. I don't think they've managed to get into the Champions League at all since it's become a thing. And we are 1-0 up with 30 minutes gone. Let's see us get another opportunity. Stevenson's on the ball. Plays it back into Baggies. Baggies plays it into Gravenberch. Actually manages to win the knockdown. Gakpo's in there. 2-0. And it's looking more comfortable very, very quickly here. What a ball in by Stevenson. What a wee bit of a manoeuvre in there by Baggies, by Gravenberch. Everything just sort of linked up perfectly. But take nothing away from the header. He's leaning back. He's put it into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper has nothing he can do. And we are now comfortably 2 goals to the good in this game. And I don't see us throwing it away now. Come on, this is what we needed. And I'm happy that even though I've rotated the squad, it looks like we're going to be the winning team at the end of the day. Almada into Lewis. Gakpo plays it into Baggies. Can he get a shot off? He does. But it is a bit high. It is a bit wide. It's not really troubling the goalkeeper, despite the fact that he has dived out of nowhere for it. And currently, we're sitting pretty second in the league. I think I saw that for a second. So if we could stay somewhere around there come the end of this game, I certainly wouldn't complain, but they have hit the woodwork, and that's a wake-up call for me. I'm cruising, I'm feeling good about this, but they're still attacking us. They're still looking like a half-decent side, and I do need to give them a wee bit more respect than I probably am giving them. As a towel, almost gives the ball away there, but recovers quite well. Baggies, Stevenson, and he puts it into the back of the net. I think he might have just strayed offside, though. If he's on, it will be very close. But I think it might be off. It is on. It is what we love to see. And that is beautiful for Stevenson's confidence as well. Hopefully his ability as well. Because this man needs to develop if he is going to want to be a starting striker for us at some point in time. Of course, we know Gakpo can play out on this left-hand side. So I wouldn't mind playing Stevenson up top if he does prove to be the starting striker that I know he could be. And as you can see there, definitely onside. And I think with goals like that, it's only going to do wonders for his potential, only going to do wonders for his ability. Let's hope that sparks a bit of form for him so that he can start scoring some goals off the bench and when he gets these starting roles in Champions League games. Crucial games, it has to be said, but he's doing well in this one so far as he's on the ball again. Losing it though, but he is going to fight to win it back. Everyone's going to fight to win it back. Playing very well in this game, as I've said multiple times. Gakpo picks it up. He is looking to find a pass. He does have a player just in there. It is Stevenson, and it is him scoring again. 4-0. We've got to be top of the Champions League table. That is a great way to start this first half. I did not expect that after the first couple of chances being pretty dull, pretty non-existent actually, and looking like we might have a real trouble against a Sparta. Is it Sparta? I've forgotten already. What are they called? Yeah, Sparta Prague side. But no, Stevenson's showing up, Gakpo's showing up, and we are playing incredibly well. And you know what? I'm actually going to make substitutions now because I know we're playing well. We don't need to worry about Almada being in the team anymore. I think we've got it without him. So we're bringing Sinagre, I think it might be how you say it. Sorry if it's incorrect. Into the squad for the first time. I'm trying to think who else deserves a bit of game time. I do feel bad for Bargy, but coughed again. It's just annoying now. I've got COVID, by the way, so that is exactly why I'm coughing. I'm feeling absolutely fine now, going back to work tomorrow. Not that you guys are that interested in it when we're literally playing the Champions League. I'm giving some people some game time. Hall ends up being the more important player to bring on than Gakpo in this situation. I think Gakpo is needed for that next game against Manchester City, so it makes sense to bring Hall off and bring Hall on and bring Gakpo off. And Grimaldo, again, just another player been in our team and deserves a wee bit of a run around. Gets that run around on that left hand side, and Silas comes off for a wee break, and here they are on the ball again, playing it into the central midfield, trying to find space, but we're locking them down very well. Is this going to be a chance for them? It is going to be a chance for them. Grimaldo showing that he doesn't quite have the match focus at this point in time, and that's probably because I've put him on halfway through a dominant performance for us. And he's let them score. He's let them get one back. It's not what we wanted to see. Would have loved a clean sheet in this one, but unfortunately they have gone up, put the ball in the back of the net exactly when they got the chance, and now they have a corner. Could they win it? They don't win the header. Comes out, and they've got a penalty now. And now I am going to make another substitute. It's going to have to be Luis to come off because he is looking tired. I'm going to bring Madueke into that Mazzala role. See how he does as that sort of an approach. But why is Bargy on the left hand side? That's really annoyed me. Not what I've asked you to do at all. But it is a penalty, and I was loving the fact that we were top of the table. I don't think we're going to be after this now. It's not what we need to see. Jun hit the man who scored on so close to it, but he doesn't quite make the save. And I also did something tricky. I did something cheeky when I was making the registrations for the Champions League. I've ended up deciding to go with Griffiths because he is a homegrown club player and he just adds another slot to us so that then we can add someone else. So our new goalkeeper isn't in the squad. Feel bad for him, but I think it makes more sense than what we were initially going to do, bringing him in, having one less spot. I like what it brings to the table. It gives us more options with him in the squad. And Stevenson has just confirmed a hat-trick. I'm talking about goalkeeper registration, and this man is showing that he is good enough not only for the Premier League, but he's good enough for the Champions League. A hat-trick on his Champions League debut. Maybe not actually. Maybe not actually, because he did play for Man City, and they were definitely in the Champions League, but he didn't play a single league game for them, so that makes me think he probably wasn't getting Champions League football either. But we do have one last substitute to make. I'm going to bring on Ryder, take off Gravenberch. He's got the experience, he's got the ability, he'll shore us up, he'll see us out, and he will help us stay second place at the end of the first game week. If Chelsea could concede, that would be great, so we can go top. I don't think it's going to happen. I will still take it. 5 goals in our first appearance in the Champions League. It's great. It's great. We're showing these teams that we are going to be an entertaining squad, a force to be reckoned with, and here we are, 5-2 winners in our first game. Can't complain about that. And Stevenson also got an assist. Yeah, no, you're looking good at the moment, mate. Although that potential is not looking that flash. I want that to improve back to 5-star, please. But how important of a game could this be come the end of a season? Man City at home. We've got to get a result. And I'm happy that we rotated the squad, so now we can play our best 11, all the right players in all the right positions. Let's come away with a draw at least is what I'm hoping for, but a win would be glorious. Just realised I didn't talk about my other signing. This guy was a bargain. 4.7 million, and he's already insane. 2.5 star, 5 star potential, 50 million around about he's worth now. Yeah, no, it was a good signing. Plays right wing, plays striker. Decent signing. Can't complain. Actually, he's going to be on the bench for today's game because we have so many injuries, but I've just realised I'm still not quite ready for it. So give me a second here. Hopefully I don't cough in the middle of this, because that would just cause more headaches for me to remember to remove at the end of the episode when I am editing. Well, actually, I'm still about 10 episodes behind. What was the last episode I actually uploaded? I think it was episode 18. It was actually episode 18, so I'm still like 10 episodes ahead, because I don't upload very much anymore, because I know that sometimes I don't get into Football Manager, and I just, like the fact that I have a bunch of pre-uploaded stuff, pre-recorded stuff. But here we are. This is the team that we're going with. Is it? I haven't checked it. Is anyone else bet it? No, okay. We'll go with that team. Anyone else I want? Hickey. I am wanting to go with Anthony instead of Andrew in this one, just because I think Anthony has a bit more about him in terms of the general overall stats. Like, if you actually compare the two of them, you can see it is slightly favouring Anthony. And it does look like he is the better of the two players. So it will give him a starting spot. He's done nothing really to lose it, so it would be harsh to get rid of it. Rider I want is the box, and I think everything else just makes sense. So let's stick with it. Let's go for it. Let's try and beat Man City. I've got to go balanced, don't I? I can't really go positive against them. I know we have a good team. I know we're a good squad, but it does feel like I'm asking for a difficult game if I go with a positive approach against Man City. So let's go balanced, start off. If things don't go our way, we can move into a positive mentality. Try and catch them on the counter-attack. Try and catch them on the breakaway. This is a Manchester City side that I'm certain is still managed by Vincent Kompany. So it'll be interesting to see how they are lining up, what their tactic is. Yes, Vincent Kompany up there. Haaland, Foden, De Bruyne, Rogic, Peterson, a couple regens, a couple new players, but generally that same incredible Manchester City side that we know about. De Bruyne at the age of 36 now, still starting and still looked like he had some incredible stats. I'm sure Diaz and Laporte also looking a wee bit worse for wear in terms of age, but we know what we can do. We know we can compete against any team on our day, and here we are on the ball. Ryder plays it in Mudryk, and we've scored, but I do think this is definitely offside. Mudryk has been on massive form at the moment, scoring goals, getting assists. Has he got an assist here? He has not. I didn't think he had. Gakpo's just straight offside in that situation. It's great play. It's a great play. Actually, it's Mudryk offside there. I think, Gakpo's offside too. You can see Mudryk's massively behind him. Okay. Both of those instances were offside, and it's causing to be definitely not a goal. But we'll take the fact that we're attacking them early doors. We're playing well in this game so far. We're playing well in the league, obviously. If we manage to get 2 extra points, we'll go level with Liverpool and be a game in hand on them, so that's pretty decent. I can't complain about that in terms of the way we've started this year, and it is potentially going to be a penalty. I think it is definitely a penalty, actually. Almada scored one in the last game. My voice has just gone much louder because I'm excited. He scored one in the last game. Can he score one now? He doesn't miss them very often. Touch wood, because I might have jinxed it there. Put it in the back of the net, mate. Come on. He does. He sends the goalkeeper the other way, and after half an hour, we're 1-0 up. It's the league defending champions beating arguably the best team in the league. You'd still have to say they'd be one of the best teams in the league, considering the team that they have and just how good their squad is. We know that Manchester City are always going to be a good team in Football Manager, and we could be beating them here again. I don't know why I'm still acting like it's an upset, because we did win the league last year. But it's still a difficult team to verse, and I still don't think our team is quite on paper at the same level as them. But we're doing a job right now, and it is Foden on the ball. A very good player, plays it into an even better player, Erling Haaland, and he just paces it past all of our defenders. Anthony and Guehi had no chance in that situation to catch up to him. That's just like robotic. That is exactly like what happens in real life. Just a ball through, and he just outpaces everyone. And of course, when he gets into that position, he's going to finish it. And he does, and he makes it 1-1, spoils the party very quickly after we've created the party. Ruben Diaz back into Edison. If they could thump it long and we could win it, that would be great. But they've calmly passed it out to a perfect player in the perfect position. Found De Bruyne now. De Bruyne's found Haaland. There's no way he's on. He is on. He is on. He's just absolutely shanked it. Massively off target, and we've gotten away with a huge chance for them there. And it is going into half-time, looking like it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I don't think I can really complain about that after the chances that we've just seen. Clearly a lapse of concentration from the defence. But I am happy with the performance so far. I mean, I think we've been the better of the two sides apart from those two highlights. But it's no surprise that Guehi and Anthony both have relatively low ratings from that first half. And De Bruyne is putting in the ball now. Lafont collects very calmly though, and this could be our attacking opportunity. If he plays it out to the left, there is space. There we go, Guehi. Move it into Hickey. Hickey finds space, plays it into Almada. Almada into Mudryk. Not quite the spaces that we had a couple of minutes ago, but still he has the pace and he has the ability to find something, but it's kind of like a massive hospital pass to Baggie. Baggie can't really control that, and it is them running down the right-hand side, finding an area to put a ball in. A great save by Luis. It's not done enough though, as I've gotten the shot off, hit the woodwork, lucky to still be on level terms in this game, and now we are going to make a substitute. It's going to be Guehi to come off and bring Anthony on, get those two linking up, being the partnership that I think they could eventually be. And I think Anthony has definitely proven that he deserves to be the starting centre-back still, with a higher rating than Guehi in this game. Bargie's also going to come off, and Hall is going to come on, see how he does for the last 35 minutes of this game. Might make an impact. Hasn't done too much since a wee run a couple of years ago, maybe last season or the season before. I think the season before, where he was like a nailed-on starter for a couple of months because he was playing so well. But he really hasn't shone too brightly since then. Let's hope he does something in this game. That would be brilliant to see him. A homegrown man scoring a goal to put us 2-1 up against a beautiful team like Manchester City. It could happen here. It's Mudryk. Oh, he really should have slotted that back. There were players arriving. The shot angle was not it. And no, that wasn't the right choice. But we are still putting the pressure on. It looks like the highlight's continuing, but it could equally, very easily, end up being their highlight as they go past our players, put a ball into Haaland. Haaland's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and that is what he does. And that is how you go 2-1 down against Manchester City. We're going on to a positive mentality. We're making another substitute. This time it's going to be Mudryk coming off. Gakpo onto the left-hand side, and Stevenson, I keep trying to call him Stevenage. Stevenson coming on. We're also going to bring Silas on and try a new left-hand side, surprise them with a different kind of attacking quality. He's come off the back of a hat-trick. Actually, Gakpo's it. Skied it, and that's why we've moved him out to the wing. Stevenson, look, you came into the Champions League, you scored a hat-trick. This is against your former club, a team that never gave you the chance. Can you do something against them, or are they going to score another goal from a corner? De Bruyne to whip it in. We all know how good his deliveries can be. He hasn't found anyone there. Has come back out to him though. His skip past one. It's gone almost into the back of the net, but Lafont punches it over. I'm going to demand more from the boys. Hope that we see something else in the last 10 minutes of this game. I don't want to get the first loss of our season here on camera. I can live with it off camera, but on camera it's just embarrassing. But to be fair, we did have a good performance in the last game. But I want to see us have a good shot at beating this squad here. We have obviously played not terribly, but it's not terribly. It's not giving you points, is it? And right now, we're not getting any points. Silas tries to hit it out. Ryder, Gakpo, and it comes back out to them again. I'm not sure if this highlight is really going to lead to anything, but it seems to be going on for quite some time. Anthony, Luis, Lafont, back into Anthony, and this could be our chance to break away. Silas finds Ryder. No, he does not. It's a great interception, but it's an even better tackle by Andrew. But Andrew, someone gives it away, and Haaland's hit the woodwork, and we've managed to clear it out. Lafont's come out into no man's land. Paul's picked it up in the midfield region, but the highlight ends very quickly. And now we're going to go to the attacking formation. It's got to be the way to go. Luis is looking tired, so he's going to be our last player to come off. And we're going to bring Gravenberch on for fresh legs in that box-to-box midfielder role. And play Hall as an inside forward on attack as well. Give this a crack for the last 3 minutes, not including stoppage time. Can we see anything? Let's go attacking, in fact, actually. Now that the chances are coming again for Manchester City. Can we win it back, though? Rodrigo's on it. We know he can shoot from this kind of range. Actually, he's taken it forward and probably should have done a lot better from that position. 5 minutes of additional time, just one more highlight, one more chance, something to give us an opportunity to hold on to something, give us a chance to get a point from this game. Don't think it's going to happen. That's all she wrote. 2-1 loss. It's not a terrible result, but obviously it's not the result that we wanted. And the XG suggested we probably should have won it, so I'm not happy with the performance out there. I probably should have said unlucky, to be fair. It is a good team that we're versing, but still, I wanted the win. I wanted some result, and we haven't quite gotten it. We've lost for the first time after 11 games, but we are still in a very good position in Champions League football spots right now with a game in hand on the team above us, and we're in and around the right position. Played well in our first Champions League game too. Can we go away off camera, play some seriously decent football, get some wins? Potentially, I think we'll probably be coming back sometime around this AS Monaco game near the end of our, well, actually at the middle of our difficult run of Champions League games. Hopefully we've picked up some wins. Hopefully we're in a good position in the Premier League and the Champions League. If you haven't enjoyed it, smash the like button as well, subscribing to the Wrexham FM YouTube channel, and I'll see you all later.